World. Welcome to Radical Investors, where we talk about stocks, crypto, and all the ways how to get to the money. I'm Wasu.
I'm Hamed.
And today we're talking about Robinhood's IPO.
Let's go.
Hey guys, so before we hop into the video, we want to ask you to please hit that like and subscribe button. When you do that, that means that you're helping the channel grow, and that's what we're looking to do.
Yeah, guys, join this tribe. We are growing day by day, and we're constantly here to give you value. Again, on our channel, it's all about 10x plays minimum. That's quantum gains only, folks. So if you like that, definitely stay tuned and definitely bless that subscribe button.
Absolutely. Let's get into the video. Robinhood. Ticker symbol hood.
Yeah, right? That's a catchy ticker symbol.
Next
sure.
to DNA, it's actually one of our favorite ticker symbols.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's going to be a meme on its own for sure.
For sure, 100%. So this is probably one of the more most anticipated IPOs of the year.
Definitely.
One of the big the tech behemoths coming available for retail investors to buy. You can argue they're the ones that started the whole retail investor
absolutely
revolution.
Guys,
right?
There was a time in the past prior to 2015 where you actually had to pay to actually trade stocks.
Yeah.
I repeat, you had to pay money, fees,
absolutely, man,
to actually use your money to buy stuff, to buy stocks. It was insane, and the fees weren't cheap, folks.
Yeah. So they just released their S1. Let's get into it a little bit. Let's talk about it. Let's go through some of the highlights. Let's talk about it. Go ahead.
Yeah, so definitely so they're looking to go IPO at a range around $38 to $42. That's going to put them at about a $32 billion to $36 billion market cap, which we feel, is definitely in their realm. We think that's not even that, that's not even that high, quite frankly, as far as what their potential is, right? We have, what else? Their revenue was shocking, guys. Their 2020 revenue, they basically 4x'd.
The Q1 2021.
Yeah. So what was that number?
So Q1 2021, they did $522 million in quarter one revenue versus Q1 2020, where they did 127.
Right. So they're basically this year, guys, on pace to, I believe, do about $2 billion. So they're going to 100x from what they did last year.
Yes.
Which is, that's incredible, guys.
Yeah,
those numbers are incredible.
It just speaks to the trend that's going on right now in finance in general. More people going toward taking control of their finances, more people looking to be investors versus savers. We know, the everyday man, that works a day job, a 9 to 5. You might be a nurse, you might be a truck driver, whatever the case may be. We know that the gig is up, the jig is up, right? Yeah. Just putting your money at Bank of America, putting your money at Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo. Definitely don't bank with Wells Fargo, but just putting your money with these institutions, the savings rate is not going to do anything.
It's nothing.
This isn't 1952 where you worked a 9 to 5, you put money in the savings account, and you got a nice 401k from your job or whatever the case may be. You retired, they gave you a gold watch, your house was paid for, you can send your kids to college based on the savings and live off the savings. That's not the case anymore. We all have to be investors at this point. You have to be an investor.
No, absolutely.
Right.
And one good thing I would say that Robinhood has done, what they've identified with, especially by bringing the fee cost to zero, the barrier to entry to zero, is two things they've kind of targeted to marketplaces. One that's been focused on, which is obviously millennials and younger and Generation Zers. That's just brought the idea of investing and the empowerment of investing to a younger audience.
Absolutely.
Right? Like we've got nephews, and I mean, you're talking about 18-year-olds who are actually investing. This is the norm. This is common in 2021, and it's largely because of Robinhood. Another market that I would say that nobody's really talking about is
crypto.
Not just the crypto class, but also the working class. Now, I used to work in corporate America for about 10 years. I did 10 years time in corporate America. And one thing that you see in corporate America that was pushed was this whole mutual fund, signing up, right? Employee match. And basically you subscribe to a mutual fund, you choose your risk tolerance, but you're not picking your individual stocks. You're basically just contributing and letting somebody, right, manage your money, right? And that whole marketplace, they've seen basically garbage returns, right, over spans of 5 years, 10 years, in which it's been a booming economy, right? I'm sure, right? But the returns have just been minimal, right? So you see those types of people also feeling empowered, learning, doing their research, watching YouTube, and being more intentful in the companies that they back because they can get a higher return than a mutual fund can.
Yeah, absolutely. Right? I mean, the revolution of the retail investor isn't going anywhere. It's actually just going to go. It's going to gain more and more traction. With things like the ape community, AMC, and stuff like that. It's just going to gain more and more traction. And we'll get into our feelings about Robinhood and what they did to the AMC community and GameStop community in a second. But just to finish out this some of the highlights from this S1, deep in there. They talk about the crypto market, and they talk about the opportunity that they have in the crypto market. Yeah. And they say, so the breakdown, they currently hold $11 billion of crypto, right? Compared to Coinbase, which holds $223 billion. And they've actually kind of earmarked that as a huge opportunity as they continue to onboard more and more crypto. The Dogecoin of the world, right? Saw that kind of hyperbolic growth because they had access to tens of millions of retail investors. I know there's a petition to get Shiba on there.
Yeah, that would bring in
right. There's SafeMoon is looking to get put on there too. There's a petition out there to put SafeMoon on there. So all of the high end crypto, kind of mean crypto coins or whatever you want to call them. They're looking to get on Robinhood because they know that access to the retail investor can really have your coin go hyperbolic. So you have to. We should watch out for Robinhood in the crypto space because even though they don't let you own wallets, so that you don't technically own your own coins.
You still have the access to it.
You still have access to purchase it, and they're saying that they're working on wallets and stuff like that in the future, so you can move your coins around however you want. But that's interesting. Really, really interesting stuff in the S1 that they put out. We'll put a link to it.
Yeah, we'll link that down below.
And some more of the stuff that we feel are the highlights. But basically, they're getting a ton of users, a ton of money, a ton of opportunity for moving forward. And I know a lot of our personal friends and a lot of our community kind of feel salty towards Robinhood because of the whole GameStop debacle.
Robinhood is dead. Robinhood's only, at this point, if I worked at Robinhood, I'd be like, I have two options. I end up in handcuffs in prison, or I'm just going to go bankrupt, but I'm not going to end up in prison because I'm going to turn it back on and people won't sue me. But you're done.
An AMC debacle earlier this year. And we have to talk about it, right?
Yeah, I mean, it did happen, guys. So there is no avoiding that situation that happened and how Robinhood was able to basically just prevent people from making money, which is just...
Yeah, it went that 1,000%. And, we're conflicted because on one hand, we see Robinhood and the access to trading to the retail investor as like one of the great investment opportunities of our time, right? But we never want to give Wall Street and the market makers another tool to manipulate the working class and retail investors. So it's kind of an interesting thing, but I think the market makers and stuff like that, they're the ones that we should be attacking, right?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, those are the guys behind the room, behind the scenes. Robinhood is kind of like that, just that messenger that you kind of rant to, basically, right? You voice your frustration to and towards, because that is the face that we see. But like, if you really peel the layers, which we all as a community have been doing over these last few months, you see there's bigger sharks that are actually making all of the calculated moves, and those are the people where we really need to put our concentration to and kind of change. Robinhood, they're just trying to find creative ways, and they did, right? They found a creative way to give value to their customers. And yeah, it wasn't the most cleanest way, right? If you look at it, but it was, almost like, I don't want to say necessary evil, but in a way for them, it was a move they had to make, right?
Yeah, 1,000%. It's like when you go to, I don't know, a fast food restaurant, and maybe they give you a cold hamburger, or they can get your order right? And you want to yell at the manager, and the manager is a 17-year-old kid that that's studying algebra and just managing a whole bunch of 16-year-olds, right? So he or she is kind of just managing these things, but who you're really mad at is the policymakers. Right. Who you're really mad at is the person that set up a situation where they knew it was going to fail. Exactly. Right? They knew they put this person in a tight spot. Yeah. And that's kind of what our perspective is on Robinhood and the market makers, and that this continuous war that we're in with the apes and the GameStop community, because we, in our opinion, should be focused on the guys behind the guys. Exactly. Right? On the policymakers that actually get to write in the laws that the market makers then manipulate, right? Exactly. We need to break that up. The market makers will always be there, but the policymakers need to rein these people in so they can't manipulate markets and screw people like you and me. Exactly. And Robinhood is just a tool, right? We need to actually go after the guys behind the scenes. So.
Exactly. No, well said. And then, that's a whole nother video we'll have to kind of dive into, right, as far as with the policymakers. But yeah, just to go back to Robinhood specifically, one good thing that I would say, like, that they've came up with is this new IPO access. Yeah. I mean, I think this is revolutionary, guys. Like, this is something, when people do speak against Robinhood, like all the other seasoned brokerage accounts from, I don't want to name them, but those names, they never offered this. This is stuff that you have to be the 1% of the 1% at Goldman Sachs. Yeah. Right? You got to be an insider to really get these types of opportunities. And here you have Robinhood again, creatively coming out and kind of leading it. Really, they've offered the IPO access with other companies, but I think the real big test is going to be with their own IPO, right? It's going to be a test. Right, we've purchased or we've put in our request. Yeah, we'll see. So we'll see how that goes. But I think we do like a company that is innovative and that's constantly thinking of different ways to present new value for the retail investors. It's something that, they are game changers. They are really changing this whole industry. They did, and they're continuing to take that lead. So, you got to give them kudos for that, for being that kind of radical leader, as far as them being in their space, right?
So if you're enjoying the type of content that we're making here at Radical Investors, make sure you bless that like and subscribe button. When you join our community, we grow, and we're growing every single day, and we really want you in our community.
Yeah, we really want you guys here. Guys, we've been looking at our analytics. A lot of you guys are watching our content, loving our content, but just not blessing that subscribe button. Send us those blessings, guys. We really do appreciate those blessings.
Absolutely.
Links down below for stocks and cryptos where you can sign up for those platforms, get free incentives. And like always,
happy hunting. We'll catch you on the next one.
Peace.